Special correspondent Rosie Birchard reports.
This era is not the era of war. Those were the words of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he met with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin here in Samarkand in Uzbekistan. President, here in Brussels, you've earned a reputation as being one of the EU's harshest critics when it comes to managing the pandemic. You came all the way here, but you haven't achieved your goal, namely unlocking a TRIPS waiver. Are you any closer to that goal?
Well, I think we have made some progress. It's not there yet.
Millions of Ukrainians have arrived in train stations like this one, fleeing Russia's war across the border. Poland's efforts to offer homes to Ukrainian refugees have been internationally lauded. Welcome points like these ones are here waiting for the new arrivals, and they're offered quick access to the job market, education and healthcare. Among them are women seeking to end unwanted pregnancies, to offer more flexibilities and to ease checks on those goods. Now, those proposals first came last year, but the UK government said they were really just tinkering around the edges and that a much more fundamental change was needed. There are no rules on wearing masks and no rules on keeping your distance.
So it's clear reopening nightlife is far from risk-free. The Dutch government says that with millions now vaccinated and infection rates low, it's time to take a big step forward back to normality.
Des discussions sur la Chine sont attendues. Pour la première fois, l'OTAN va définir sa relation avec Pékin, une puissance militaire croissante. And I'm right here at a polling station in central Paris, where the French are beginning to line up and fill ballot boxes with votes that will decide who gets the keys to the Élysée Palace. There's thousands of evacuations right here in France. Emmanuel Macron heading southwest later today to see the damage that has been wrought by this heat wave and those wildfires.
Ukrainians arriving in Brussels have to get online, then get in line to get registered at this reception centre.
My parents, they are from Chernihiv and they've been 22 days in the basement. We are very thankful to Belgium government and to all the people and to all the volunteers who did this.
Now, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says these talks come at a critical moment in this war. This demand from Russia is widely seen as a bid to boost the ruble, that currency, that Russian currency really ailing under the impact of Western sanctions. The Belgian government recently unveiled a raft of measures to help people cope with high energy bills. Those include a furlough scheme for struggling businesses. Long months of lockdown have been a battle for many young people. Teenagers in acute mental distress come to Le Domaine Hospital for psychiatric care, often after traumatic events or suicide attempts. Among the residents is this 17-year-old we're calling Alexandra. Judges, the International Court of Justice, the UN's top court, have thrown out those rejections brought by Myanmar. That means that this case will be moving forward. He really did focus on that issue which divides these two sides, which of course is Israeli policy toward Palestinians, not least that the European Union accuses Israel of violating international law. The institution says African students who escaped the same war are welcome to apply to continue their studies here next semester, but as regular international students. That's not enough for Belgian Congolese campaigner Dido Lakama, who's been advocating for Axel and other Africans caught in post-Ukraine limbo. Relations have been cooling over the past few months, not least with the visit of Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker. Now, this summit is due to take place over the next few days. Those bilateral talks between Xi and Putin are really what everyone's eyes will be on. The ECB has, this time round, matched that last jumbo rate hike, which was the highest in its history. Now, prior to that July announcement, the ECB had not raised interest rates for about a decade. Now, these 27 leaders are, Nick, so often at odds on foreign policy issues. Often I'll be here at these summits talking about them arguing with different member states, having different opinions. But on this time, according to the diplomats I've been speaking to, they are really all on the same page. We are expecting a resounding rubber stamp to Ukraine's application to become a candidate for EU membership. Foreign Minister Dumitru Kuleba says this is European history in the making. Rosie Birchard, Brussels.